Okay, so everything should be good to go. Sound coming through, all that stuff. Um, all right. Let me make sure a few things taken care of. Ugh, sorry. Real tired. The filthlings. Yeah. Oh, you forgot about the laborer rats? No. Thankfully not. I am doing alright, you know. Just just a long day. Yeah, thankfully not. um Oof, man. I have to try and wake myself up a bit. It's been a day for sure. Alrighty. How you been? How is things going? How's your week been so far? Sorry. Pretty good. How about me? It's been okay. Yeah, today was a really long day. Well, kind of more of like a really short night, and then a long day on top. But you know, we push through as it is. Let's see. Yeah, just one of those, you know. Persevere, exactly. We gotta persevere, endure, right? Uh Fuck, man. Let's see. Okay. Ugh. I'm gonna fall asleep. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's I'm not gonna fall asleep. I'm just it's like it's all hitting me at once, you know? Yeah, midstream I'm gonna fucking pass out. You're gonna hear me fucking, you know. You ever seen that have you ever seen that meme? Inside you there are two wolves, you know? One that snores like honk shoe, and the other that snores like honk me, you know. So that's gonna fucking be me, man. I'm gonna be fucking passing out. No, but all right. Okay. Yeah, it's been a long one. Today I think mostly hanging out, but getting some work done on the whole situation. With this whole new area kind of starting to flesh itself out. With both the if we go through the yeah, the Blightborn, right, the Vermin Tangle, the Phage, the Crawl, the Rat King, as well as the additional work that we did with the VEF, the Vizgrad Expeditionary Forces. There's a lot of implications that this kind of creates to the area of the world that we are currently working in. And so I think what better than today to kind of try and get some of those questions answered. Or at the very least, go through some of the stuff that let me find it. I made some notes. Let me open those up. There we go. Go through some of the stuff that I kind of posed last time as far as questions go. And then, you know, just see what can be done about creating some new content and all that for it. So, yeah, so that'll be the main focus while we just kind of hang out and, you know, chat shit. Just kind of, yeah. So, Let me, let's see. Alright. Yeah, the usual plus some rats. Nah. Nah, I think, unfortunately, the implications, at least in some ways, are much larger. So, um, so yeah, I would like to just ensure that, some of this stuff is taken care of. Right? So, let's see. So going through a couple of my notes, there's a few potential topics of discussion. Potential fruits that are luxurious, but in the depths, essentially have overstayed their welcome. Maybe they help with the corruption, and above ground, you'd be more than happy to consume some of this fruit, but down below, you've had it so much that you're just sick of it. Another one was the independence of Vizgrad and the Duke's interaction with the floating crown plus Vizargo, who is a prominent figure, NPC within the city that is coming to power. Another big one was figuring out exactly where the artery began, which was, a big one. And then, yeah. Did I already pick out a fruit for that? No, I didn't. Yeah, I was, instead of getting stun locked in the last stream, I just went ahead and wrote some notes so I wouldn't, right, like, get stuck on them and then not be able to finish out the Friday stream. So, a subterranean fruit? Like a potato sort of situation? I was thinking of using like a real... Let me close the thing because of the dogs. Sorry about that. I was thinking of using a real world situation that would then because I'm trying to think like let's see, like what types of fruits are the most expensive, you know what I mean, like what is like luxurious fruit, and so I was trying to figure that out. Limes, etc. Yeah, special strawberries. Yeah. Seeing like maybe like a melon, or maybe like a grape of some sort. Something citrus. $300. Holy shit. My god. Oh, the Japanese strawberries. The supremely expensive Japanese one. Yeah, that might be one of the options. Like a strawberry. Something citrus. I don't know. That's Grape could be good because of wine connotations. Yeah. Like in any other, well, wine you have to ferment and all that shit, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the fruit thing is kind of like just too flavorful. Something native to the phage. Yeah, something that was there in the beginning and is no longer there, or rather, used to be, but we'll figure it out. They've had to specially, specially cultivated. Yeah. Let's see. I'll add this found special cultivation. Native to phage. Perfect. Yeah, anti-corruption properties. Yeah, that was the idea. Is that it was like the orange to the scurvy, right? But like a bit more luxurious. I'm not sure how. I don't know the context of how, like, if oranges back then were like super, you know. Let's see. My God. Okay. Appreciate the link. But yeah. Maybe I'll keep that one up. Keep thinking about that one. Because the stuff that's, I think, super important, or rather, yeah, the 500 strawberry link. Thank you. I just saw it. But yeah, I think what makes the most sense, rather, to kind of start figuring out, is actually how Vizgrad ties into the three princes. The difference between the Duke and Vizargo, who is, you know, looking to gain support. And I think I kind of already laid down what I thought was like a baseline. Sorry for the burping. What I thought was like a baseline for the posturing of either or, but yeah, so we can figure that today. So we'll get past this. We'll do another heading 1, and then we'll do, or actually I think we could probably just go back up to Vizgrad for this, right? So we have a lot of scrolling to do. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Fencing guilds. Where's the Imago? Where are we? Here we are. Okay. So yeah, back at so we'll just make some adjustments to this stuff. So like the Vizgrad plus Vizargo. I don't know if Control F works the same in those. Does it? Oh, it does. Cool. Thank you. I don't want to use it though. So, done. All right. So we've decided that the Duke of Vizgrad is a selected position for life, selected by the old, you know, Dukan family, royal family, and maintains control over the Republic's interest. Originally, this location would have been a vassal of Dukan. Since the fall, they've gained a newfound autonomy. Oh yeah, to go back. Let's see. Movaran. So, with one of the brothers in the past, Movaran always supplied Vizgrad with the immense amount of raw material required to fuel the smelteries, a deal that both sides valued and deemed fair. The result of a deal made back when the Grand Principality was united and kept up for many, many years. Now that Prince Oros has control of Movaran, he now looks to starve out the old trading partner, using the recent outbreak of the Phage and an opportunity to seize the city for himself. If Prince Oros was to control both Movaran and Vizgrad, he would be in the perfect position of collecting and refining all materials, both to outfit a growing military as well as profit in trade. So yeah, that is certainly something that we have to we have to I think switch a little bit of that up for sure. I don't necessarily have any issues with him still having grand yeah, so I don't have any issues with him still having grand motivations towards seizing Vizgrad. But it is likely that a number of things don't line up anymore, right? So I think we can keep up the history portion of it, right? Always supply Vizgrad with the immense amount of raw material required to fuel the smelteries. A deal that both sides. The result of having it be the result of a deal made back when the Grand Principality was united makes sense. Now looks to starve out the old trading partner using the recent outbreak. So we probably change some of this up a little bit. So at the very least, changing up the verbiage here, whereas the motivation can kind of stay the same. So this now looks to use the extended like nature of the war. Whoops. Here we go. As an opportunity to seize the city for himself. Actually though, fuck. Would you want to seize a city that is currently embroiled in this basically like never-ending war? I don't know if somebody would. I mean, maybe it could be that he offers support. He offers support to Vizgrad to help finish the war. Yeah. Check the stuff I sent you. Let's see. There. Let's see. So Dukan has only just fallen, and most powers in the world are still reeling from the collapse. No one has really had a chance to capitalize, and Avlar has its own internal political issues between the brothers. The brothers with ambitions on Vizgrad obviously wasn't expecting Dukan to fall, and would have never attempted to attack while it was still a colony. He sees this opportunity now, but needs time to prepare. This could feed into Vizargo's sense of urgency in winning the war. He wants to win the war swiftly so that Vizgrad is ready for any attacks from Avlar, whilst also turning a tidy profit by pumping out questionable... Okay. And then we can have that the floating crown is still willing to support Vizgrad, but they have their own ambitions on Dukan. Don't really care so long as the rulers supports their claim to Dukan. Oh, okay. So like they want to keep the foundation of what Dukan is remains. Supports them rather than waste them. Oh, well, they can't afford to let Vizgrad fall because it's their only ally. So they want to abandon the city. Decisive war on what happens next, depending on whom they side with. Okay. So, okay. So then I think what sounds cool to me is if the motivation is to help Vizgrad settle the war, also like staging troops there essentially, right? So that when that is taken care of, they can sweep right in and just take the city outright. I think that's the idea here. Because if Prince Uros owned both cities, he'd probably be the best equipped to then kind of run rampant on the others and just unite the principality, right? But yeah, nobody wants to be at war. Nobody wants to funnel resources into like a never-ending conflict, right? That's the big part about it. I don't think Movadan wants to fucking turn down my headset, sorry. Wants to be funneling resources into basically like an unwinnable war. It just doesn't make sense. I don't think. But he will trade off little bits of resources to kind of have a bunch of troops staged there, right? With the promise of more to come, right? Like, maybe Oros is supporting Vizargo then? Yeah, he could be. He could be the one that's kind of helping with the sudden, quickly imported weapons, right? Yeah, sending resources in to help in the war quickly, because when the war is over, right, he'll take the opportunity to just swiftly take over. And maybe the Duke sees that and doesn't want to have. Maybe that's like one notch against in the general public's eye against the Duke, is that the Duke kind of questions the motivation behind helping. Whereas Vizargo is like, send us everything you got, right? And the people are just going to be like, yes, please send us, right? Because we need to survive this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to make the call as far as where actually, yeah, maybe he's playing both sides. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's playing both sides. Yeah, I think that works. So now that Prince Oros has control of Movran, he now looks to use the extended nature of the war as an opportunity to seize the city for himself. Oros is currently supplying the immense amount of like sudden materials that Vizargo is using to help bolster his public image as well as the war effort, while also encouraging, say, the Duke of Vizgrad into continuing the war at all costs, with major promises of resources and troops. Maybe that's the way to put it, right? So, Oros is currently supplying the immense amount of sudden materials that Vizargo is using to help bolster his public image, as well as the war effort, while also encouraging the Duke of Vizgrad into continuing the war at all costs, with major promises of resources and troops. Yeah, so Oros is leveraging the deal made back when the Grand Principality was united, right? So, basically kind of leveraging this, we've helped you forever, we're going to continue to help you, right? To maintain the image with the Duke, and then, you know, low-key also supplying Vizargo directly with the ability to. Okay, so let's read this riverbank shit. Movran controls both banks of the River Folio as well as a central island. They're all connected either through footbridges or by waterways, making use of the gondolas and barges of the city. The majority of the city's workforce built around Prince Oros has a task on his hand to keep those workers happy. If he is unable to ensure his plan's success, then he will be faced with an angry population as well as trade partner in Vizgrad. Yeah, I think that stays. I don't think that needs to be changed. And then rightful heir. Prior to his passing, it had been said that Janos was closest to Oros, so when the rumors and speculations that Vadis had been the potential cause of his brother's untimely death, many of the boyars were hesitant to back a fratricide, taking up the mantle, instead backed the brother Janos was most fond of. Now that Vadis has secured Avlar as his own, it may be that some of those boyars are wavering in their support and considering a return to form. Okay, nice. So, I think that's a little bit settled. What else could there be? let's see. Let's go back to the top. So we got Rakov. Because of the emergence of Veilstone, there's a huge influx of new people. So this still stays. That's fine. Have all arrived, looking for the opportunity to make some very quick gains. Take advantage of the region. The call for mercenaries has been vast and far-reaching. And yeah, so I think Rakov is good. I think Movadan is good now. And then, yeah, Avlar. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. So then I think, yeah. We say backed by the floating crown. The Merchant Republic of Vizgrad still maintains. Want to formally add Eric? He's already added, right? Company of the Thorn. As the right hand of Prince Farkas, given leeway to oversee the operations, hiring new mercenaries to the region, as well as law and order. Unless you meant it another way, but I was pretty sure we'd, yeah, he was. It's right there. Yeah. All this is pertaining to Rakov, so yeah. The Company of the Thorn being there is formally. The mercenary part is formal, and the 10 cities. So I think that's all solid. So, okay, so. So it maintains that the, fuck, what was the name that we went with for the floating crown? I don't think it's even here anymore. Oh shit, I gotta find it. We went with the, gotta find it in the notes. Sorry about that. Okay. It's probably in NPCs. Let's see. Trying to, I'm lost on the names, so I have to fucking find this shit really quickly. NPCs. We went with. Where are we at? Man, what is the... I have it written somewhere, but I have to fucking figure out where exactly. Let me knock down some things. The name of the the family that ran the floating crown. We went with crown. Okay, so it's not here. Reynolds. There we go. Thank you. Malcolm Reynolds. There we go. Jesus Christ. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. I was like, where the fuck is this written? Malcolm and Melissa Reynolds. There we go. Okay, perfect. So then, so backed by the floating crown, the merchant republic of Vizgrad maintains that the twins, right? I think we went with twins. Malcolm and Melissa Reynolds are the rightful heirs to the crown of Dukan. There we go. So we'll say that the Duke of Vizgrad maintains that in order to win the war, Vizgrad must maintain its alliances and friendships, investing, let's say, that if Vizgrad only focused on the war effort, it would certainly be a losing effort. Focus on the war, it would certainly be a losing effort. So if Vizgrad only focused on the war, it would certainly be a losing effort because so only focus on the war, it would certainly be a losing effort because, damn, trying to figure out how to phrase this, because so they would run out of resources before ever securing the win. Vizgargo, however, maintains that if Vizgrad does not immediately put all of its effort and resources into winning the war, that even when the war with the rats is, say, even when victory in the war with the rats is secured, the city will fall due to its crippled and weakened state. Okay, so yeah, so the Duke of Vizgrad maintains that in order to win the war, Vizgrad must maintain its alliances and friendships. That if Vizgrad only focused on the war, it would certainly be a losing effort because they would run out of resources before ever securing the win. Vizargo, however, maintains that if Vizgrad does not immediately put all of its effort and resources into winning the war, that even when victory in the war with the rats is secured, the city will fall due to its crippled and weakened state. Yeah, so like a bit more of like a paranoid side to the idea of everything, right? A bit more of a more paranoid approach, right? If we don't win now, it doesn't matter if we win. If we don't win now. Good evening, good evening. How you doing? How you doing? Just working on some I think some more of like how to describe this. I'm working on some more of like some, I guess, like outward questions in regards to some of the recent world building stuff we've done. So like because of changes made to the world, we've got to think of how best to include it all. This music is a little too intense for me, so I'm gonna I'm gonna throw on something a little bit more chill. Probably put on some Silent Hill music. Let's see. There we go. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, so I like the idea that the Duke of Vizgrad is having like this more, it's more of a, you know, like a long-term view. Like, we will win the war. It'll just take some time. And Vizargo is like, you know, ramping up the fear of the people, right? If we don't win this war now, we're gonna die no matter, like, it doesn't matter the outcome. So I like that. I like that whole idea. You usually do Skyrim music for world building? Yeah, Skyrim music is pretty good. It can be pretty chill sometimes. I like some more let's see, sound. There we go. Yeah, I like the I guess the ambience of like especially like Silent Hill 2. Does the Republic have selected leaders? So the Republic, the Merchant Republic, has a duke. Okay. Has a duke, who is a selected position. So the Duke of Vizgrad was selected by the royalty of Dukan, as Vizgrad used to be essentially just a vassal, you know, city-state of Dukan. They've only just recently been given somewhat of a newfound autonomy, which was backed by the Floating Crown, which is how to explain it. Basically, it's like the last surviving members of the Dukan royal family, and it's essentially like a floating city, almost. Best way to put it. It's full fantasy. Il Duce. Yeah, exactly. It's Il Duce. It's perfect. But yeah, initially it was a Dukani colony. Vizgrad was meant to be a foothold in the region across the mountains, right? So there's a big mountain range between them. There we go. So we're now dealing with the Rat War. Yeah, so they have sovereignty. Well, it's... yeah, it's like a... how do you do? It's like a puppet government is how I kind of imagined it, right? Like, you can maintain your position as leader of the city, right, after the fall of Dukan. We will ensure it, you know, the last royal house of Dukan, in agreement to, you know, providing safe harbor and fealty. But this isn't the same kind of fealty where they have to provide like massive tax and stuff like that, because the floating crown, you know, floats, right? It's going all over. So, all right. So, yeah, the Duke was chosen. Yeah, and his mandate is now more tenuous. Exactly. Yeah, because there are people in, you know, there are probably people in Vizgrad who say like, well, Dukan is gone now, right? Like, do we still have to listen to this guy? And even though he still has like a, you know, certain control over the city, yeah, it's definitely shaky, especially with now a rival political contender, right? Vizargo. So because the Duke backs the floating crown, I'm probably going to say that Vizargo is counter to that, right? Vizargo probably thinks that it is, you know, that we do not have to swear fealty to these, you know, to this ship, right? It's not even a true military, right? It's like a naval military at best. We should embrace our, you know, newfound independence when Dukan fell. We shouldn't, you know, look to immediately bend the knee to the next one who claims to be the ruler, when really at best they're the leftover remnants of a royal family. Damn, I'm good, dude. I'm so good. Yeah, Vizargo is very much the in my headcanon. Vizargo is definitely the voice of the people, you know, in quotation marks here, right? Who's, you know, trying to rile them up against the you could even say like Vizargo is in a way like a revolutionary, right? Remove the old, you know, rotten leadership of the city and let's turn to an appropriate, you know, but it's probably just the same old shit. You know, it's the nice spew for the yeah it's the nationalist rabble rouser, exactly. It sounds pretty for disenfranchised people, but the end result is probably going to be the exact same, except it'll be him in the place of the Duke, right? Yeah, let me just write that really quick. So Vizargo vehemently not disregards, there's a word I'm thinking of. Let's go against opposes. Jesus Christ, that's how tired I am. Opposes the new found fealty to the floating crown. So Vizargo vehemently opposes the newfound fealty to the floating crown. He's stirring up the people to embrace their newfound, you know, autonomy. He's stirring up the people. So he's stirring up the people to embrace their newfound autonomy. When Dukan fell, and views the Reynolds twins, really leftovers of a fallen royal house. Okay, perfect. I wonder how the rat folk might be trying to influence the politics of Vizgrad to their benefit. For now, we've just had it so that the rat folk are basically just like a full-on existential threat, right? Though, I mean, they eat people. We've decided. They also eat each other, and they're very hive mind and scary in that regard. So for now, I mean, the Rat King is certainly let's go back down. So the Rat King is certainly intelligent enough to attempt to do something like this, but for now I think for now it's just like this crazy tunnel, you know, World War I tunnel war between the rat the rat like army going up against the Vizgrad Expeditionary Force. Okay. so we figured out the independence and Duke interaction with the floating crown, and we figured out Vizargo's thing. The Dukes and Rat hierarchy revamp. I actually did this, but we don't have to go over it now. We could probably do that on Friday, because that's a long thing. I've spent a lot of time rewriting up the Duke stuff, so nothing too crazy there. So what do we have? What do we have? Okay, we have where the artery. Okay, so now we have to jump back to the Vizgrad Expeditionary Force, because I would like to flesh out these forces. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we have two elite groups that we wanted to figure out. The Dwarf Fish Task Force, with a caveat that they were going to be above ground experts, so essentially resistant to the corruption effects of the phage, and they basically worked as lookouts and potentially in some cases kind of reinforcing the ground level of things. Is what I was thinking. They're not water related. No, unfortunately not. They're not water related. Okay. Let's get that chilled out a little bit. Okay. I don't know much about Ekros dwarves. Yeah. What would be the task? What would be the task force name? I guess is a good place to start. Maybe the trenches. Mudsloggers. That's pretty good. Kind of keeping in line with the trench idea. Phage wraiths. I kind of like mudsloggers. Because it kind of keeps in with like the ratcatcher, the gate warden, the exterminator, right? The engineer corps. Mutters. I think let's see how we describe the phage really quick. Sorry. So the phage, a desolate expanse born from the ravages of war and scars of once thriving land. And now, so the air hangs heavy with an acrid stench, a blend of charred earth, decay, and sickly sweet aroma of corruption. Marred by twisting tunnels. The sky above the phage is a perpetual gloom, with ashen clouds casting a muted pallor over the desolate scene. Phage sloggers. Gloom sloggers, yeah. Sinking gloom. Gloom breakers? Gloom breakers. Gloom sloggers. Phage stalkers. That could be pretty cool. Gloom stalker. That sounds something like, that sounds like something too real. Gloom stalker. Oh, that is literally a D&D thing. Jesus Christ. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Can't do that. It's literally a ranger. The Gloom Guard. Gloom Guard. Whoops. Hey, can't do the subclass. Whoops. 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 All right. So not Gloomstalker. Can't go with that one. Okay. So then, okay. I think we'll do gloom blah blah blah. Right, you know. I don't know if we need to fully settle on the name just yet, but it's certainly gloom something, I think. I like the idea of gloom something. Gloom, the Gloom Guard, right? So how do we describe these? So I think then what might help here is, let's see. Gloomgast. So we'll say that the, oh, to the mirror ghast, I think, is that what it is? Or the Tyne ghast? There was something gassed in the non-Hellgast. Oh, okay. So are the Scout Rangers or like an elite task force? I think they're an elite kind of scout force or like ranger force. The whole thing was that dwarves are more resilient to the gloom or to the corruption of the phage, and so at its highest, the corruption is actually most potent above ground. The further you go underground, the least, the less effect it has on you. So the people who are above ground had to be incredibly resilient or something along those lines, because people were dying very fast. So the idea was that dwarves, despite being underground, masters, it was also found that they were incredibly resilient to the corruption. So they can work as above ground because the rats are unbothered by the corruption. So I think a way to describe is that an elite unit of dwarves renowned for their unparalleled skills in combating the Blightborn threat from above. I'll say above ground. These stout warriors are, a beacon of resilience, capable of withstanding the corrupting influence of the phage with unwavering determination. Say the Gloomguard possess a deep understanding of the land and its natural defenses. They are experts in constructing. Are they here as mercenaries? No, I don't think they are. I think they are. I think they're dwarves that came to help with with building the artery, and then decided that the war effort here was worthy of staying, and just joined in so they could kill rats. That's my mental thought. I don't know. I prefer them as like actual members, rather than just like mercenaries hired in to figure things out. Let's say like fortified positions and setting up intricate traps, utilizing their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. Their ability. Yeah, exactly. They could likely be more specialized if it's their full-time career, exactly. If they're here all the time, like only fighting the rats. Let's say their ability to swiftly adapt to the changing conditions of the phage gives them an edge against the Blightborn forces. And we'll say something like the Gloomguard's name reflects their unique specialty derived from their expertise in guarding derived from their experience in guarding against gloom that shrouds the phage. Signifies their role as stalwart defenders of the above ground territories, and their unyielding commitment to reclaiming the once beautiful forests from the encroaching Darkness? Darkness? Maybe that's alright. With an extra S. Do they wear gas masks? I don't know. What do you think? You think they should? You think they should have to? Like, despite physically being capable of... Yeah, despite being physically capable of withstanding it physically, maybe they wear gas masks with beards. Yeah, yeah. You know what a gas mask with beard reminds me of? It's not necessarily a beard, but it's gas mask with like tubes. It's a Mortal Kombat character. Let me see. I'm thinking of Cabal. You know that character? Cabal. I want to say it's MK2. Or Mortal Kombat 3, maybe. Yeah. Cabal. But yeah, the corruption isn't airborne. That was the thing, right? We decided that it technically isn't airborne, but there is like the fear that there is, right? But they got beards. I mean, it sounds cool. Oh, maybe they're beardless dwarves. Yeah. Maybe they don't have beards for that reason. Maybe they're so, they go against the culture of their own people, right? They are so committed to this that they are willing to shave their beards in order to maintain. Gas hood, like a trash bag over their head. Okay. Yeah, looking a little wild. Yeah, risky job. Yeah, I think I'm just wavering on whether or not I think, because we decided that it's not necessary, but we also decided that it is we also decided that it's, what was the word? Ambiguous, right? Maybe corruption is airborne, but sorry, but I don't know. You know, that's the whole thing. But the air is still tainted. Yeah, it could be that it isn't. Oh, that's a good idea. It could be that it isn't corrupted, right? But there is the air is still tainted enough that it does make you sick. It's so stinky they need a gas mask. Jesus. Alright. Yeah, I'll add it. Fine. Well, I mean, we just decide. Do I have to write it down? Let's see. Gloomguard. I'll just put like gas mask plus beardless dwarves. There we go. There we go. Right at the end. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, maybe not a gas. What if it's like a? Yeah. What if it's like a air purifier? Right. Yeah. Oh, mini bellows on their back. Yeah, fresh underground air tanks. Yeah. So maybe it's more that they have like a like a diving gear, right? maybe it's more accurate to say they've got like scuba gear, you know? Yeah, bullshit fantasy scuba tanks. Yeah. All right. That's exactly how we're gonna say it. That's how we're gonna say it. Bullshit fantasy scuba tanks. And I'm still gonna keep it beardless. Maybe the corruption has enough of effect that it makes them beardless. The way it makes everybody else bald and stuff. Perfect. Okay. Okay. And then we decided on the smell is so bad their beard hair singes off. That's it. It's just burning away. Ugh, gross, you know? Okay. Yeah, the only side effect of corruption is that their beard loss. Yeah, so they don't get beards. Like, what could be worse? Exactly. Yeah. Okay. And so the deathcore I think we decided that they were so we decided that the deathcore would literally be like a deathcore. They would be prisoners that were essentially drafted into the war and forced to fight. I think we had it that they'd be more of like grenadier kind of position, like pseudo demolition experts, but not in the way that the the engineer corps would be, but more in like a. We edited the name, did we? Death Corps. Did we do like the Grenadiers? Grenadiers. Yeah. Yeah, Death Corps was a nickname. Absolutely. Hmm. Here we go. How about the Vizgrad Grenadiers Death Corps are made up of criminals sentenced to death. That way we get away from the Krieg vibe. These guys really don't want to be here, but it's that or summary execution. They are elite in that they carry cool weapons, but weapons that are highly volatile, experimental, and likely to explode. Absolutely. Okay. So, then we do... Vizgrad Grenadiers, aka the Death Corps, right? So, perfect. PCM, what's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Just doing some community world building, kind of hang out, working with some. Right now, we're working on some elite groups in the war against the rats. So, I saw things like backpack catapults in PF2E. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, black powder, knuckle dusters. Yeah, there could definitely be some cool weapons. Okay. Yeah, that sounds perfect to me. So then we'll say the Grenadiers as just a description. We'll say an infamous assembly of condemned souls stands as a testament to the desperate measures taken in the war against the Blightborn. These individuals say once once do we do branded? Yeah, once marked as criminals and outcasts alike, have been given a chance at redemption through their perilous perilous, okay, roll say demolition and special force experts, maybe. Okay. But yes, I'm doing good. Just doing some D&D stuff while I roam around Twitch. Nice, nice. Yeah, my current setting, well, the setting that we're world building for is actually Pathfinder 2nd edition. But yeah, love D&D stuff. It's all the same shit, right? As you, you know, it's all basically the same stuff. But nice, very cool. Yeah, just kicking back. We do community streams whenever we're not doing the. Could they maybe also use beasts from the underground, sort of natural enemies of the rats? Oh, that'd be, oh man, that'd be pretty cool. So like they're grenadiers, but they also like, they also have like beasts of war with them that are, you know, creatures that would certainly like enjoy tearing some rats to shreds. That could be pretty cool. I'd have to think. What kind of interesting creatures could they have with them? All right. Say unyielding and determined. The Grenadiers embrace their fate with grim acceptance, knowing that their expertise lies in the art of destruction. Trained as grenade. Oh no, actually, sorry, I don't want to use this twice. So the Death Corps embrace their fate with grim acceptance, knowing that their expertise lies in the art of destruction. Trained as grenadiers, we'll say they wield an array of explosive and incendiary devices, as well as many, how we said it, as well as many volatile and experimental weapons, right? Mental weapons. Oh yeah, you're right. They wouldn't. Yeah, they probably wouldn't accept it. They'd have to be closely watched. For sure. Yeah. So, how would we rephrase embrace their fate with grim acceptance? Maybe they. Maybe they embrace their fate, but look for any opportunity to. Their given situation, right? Then we can go back and then knowing that their expertise lies in order destruction. Yeah, so unyielding and determined. The Death Corps embrace their fate, but look for any opportunity to escape. Embrace their fate, but I think maybe they embrace their fate in the sense of like it's to the death, because yeah. Accepting. Yeah, there we go. Maybe not embracing, accepting their fate. Yeah, but given the chance, would look for any opportunity to escape that given situation. There we go. Being able to escape that given situation. Forced to be closely supervised. There we go. We'll do it. Okay, so unyielding and determined, the Death Corps accept their fate, but given the chance would look for any opportunity to escape their given situation, and so are forced to be closely supervised. Knowing that their expertise lies in the art of destruction, and trained as grenadiers, they wield an array of explosive and incendiary devices, as well as many volatile and experimental weapons. Their purpose? Say their purpose. To rend... how do I want to phrase this? To rend the tunnels of the Blightborn and bring chaos to the subterranean strongholds. Yeah, these guys would be literal suicide troops. Yeah, very fucked up scenario to be in. Yeah, the fact that they don't really accept the fate, or they accept the fate, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to continue to. Maybe that's all that's needed. I was thinking, like, within the group, certainly there'd be like a sense of camaraderie, right? Like, we're all. It's grim acceptance. Yeah, yeah. I think within. Yeah, they're resigned to their fate. Maybe that's a better way to put it, right? Let's say are resigned to their fate, but given the chance would look for any opportunity to escape their given situation, and so are forced to be closely supervised. Yeah, all in this together. All right. So then I think we'll do like one more paragraph for him, and then I think we're good. So I would say, like, within the Grenadiers, a sense of camaraderie, right? Camaraderie. Or it's dairy. Lokrish, what's up, dude? What's up? Just doing a little bit of world building. Nothing too crazy. Fleshing out some rat problems, you know? Hey, could you give me a hand on a build? Unfortunately, we're not doing that right now, so probably best to find somebody else. I'm currently doing some community world building and stuff like that. If you'd like to get some feedback on a build or anything like that, feel free to join the Discord. You can post it there, and I'm sure whenever I have some time, or if anybody in the community, I'm sure they'd be able to, you know, shoot you over some advice or critique. Perfect. So, appreciate the post, dude. Damn, dude. Time to sense camaraderie. We'll say in shared purpose, right? Takes root. Bound by their fate. How to make this sound nice? Within the Grenadiers, a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose takes root. Come join VC. What up? So, okay. I'm thinking I got a way to write this down. Gotta scoot rooms though. Alright, so within the Grenadiers, a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose takes root. We'll say within the Death Corps. I don't know why I keep trying to... Within the Death Corps, a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose take root. They willingly... Well... Yeah, has taken root. Yeah. Huh. I like the idea that they recognize that they're all fucked, so they don't necessarily fight for the cause. They don't really give a fuck about the war with the rats, but they probably really care about each other, right? So like in that sense, their self-sacrifice probably comes for like probably is built in with each other in mind rather than the war effort. Yeah. I think we gotta go with one or the other. They're forced into this or they're committed to it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they just want to survive as best they can. Hmm. Ignore that your idea is cooler. Yeah, like I and if they do their job successfully, they are redeemed, right? That's the idea, but is there actually redemption? Like, would they ever, you know, would they ever actually, like, be... They're never gonna, like, you know, there's no break for them. They don't get to leave the front lines. In fact, I think we made the decision that they probably fight behind lines. They probably fight deepest into the war. What up, D of all? How you doing? How you doing? Sounds like the Slayers. What Slayers? If we could provide a little bit more context. It's taken root. Yeah, I like the idea that they... Oh, from Fantasy 40k. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Dwarf Slayers. Ah, okay. Okay, so then I think yeah, so they fight for each other, not for the war, right? Yeah, Dwarf Slayers are completely fixated on death to atone for failure. These guys really don't want to die. Yeah, yeah. This is like, you know, this is like some legit, like, get out of the gulag and rush to the front line Russian type shit, right? Like, they don't give you a gun. They just, they send you running in. You know, you pick up the gun of the man who dies next to you if they have one. But yeah, okay, so... Okay. Yeah, so they do not care about their, yeah, past transgressions, all that shit. All of that doesn't mean anything to them. If anything, their past transgression is literally just the thing that fucked them into this position, right? Like, that kind of like forced them to be where they are now, which is the exact place they don't want to be. So yeah, so within the Death Corps, a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose has taken root. Although, I'll say uncaring about the wider war and implications at stake. Instead, the Death Corps fights for each other. Let's say there's self-sacrifice. For each other. It's like resonating with an eerie dedication as they accept their roles as living detonators. That's a pretty cool phrase. Fusing their fate with the explosive charges they unleash. How does that sound? So, within the Death Corps, a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose has taken root. Although uncaring about the wider war and implications at stake, instead, the Death Corps fights for each other, their self-sacrifice for each other, resonating with an eerie dedication as they accept their roles as living detonators, fusing their fate with the explosive charges they unleash. That sounds pretty cool to me. Ugh. All right. I think that's cool. I think that's a cool description. Yeah, really dark, morbid sense of humor too. For sure. It is gallows humor all the way down, right? Even more intense than other parts of the VEF. They need to be supplied. Well, oh yeah, you know, you're right actually. Yeah, like they're supplied, sent in, and then the idea is that if we never see him again, then so be it, right? Yeah, the actual, yeah, I think the actual was the rat catchers. Those are like the real, right? The ones that LRP, like we discussed. LRRP, long range reconnaissance patrol. Yeah, they hit a rat tunnel hard if it appears, for sure. So I think that's it. I'm trying to think. What else? Nothing about the special force stuff that I want to add. There's nothing. I think we figured out the principality situation. I'm actually gonna do a bit more work on that. So for Friday, I think I'm gonna have a nice bit of information to kind of paste and go over. Same with the upgrade, or rather not the upgrade, the yeah. I'm really just thinking, how do players fit into this war? To be honest, as a player, they're probably, yeah, they'd have to be like soldiers or rats, right? Maybe if you do like a level 5 campaign thing, they could probably be like, you know, members of the rat catchers or something like that. But that's probably I think where I would go with it. Like high level campaigns would be the more specialty forces, like give the chance for the players to be yeah, like, because we could, I mean, because of the situation, like there's so many fucking campaigns. Oh, another thing I'm gonna be doing, okay, yeah, so I think this is cool for a Tuesday chill stream, because I think I have a lot of stuff written for the what's the Flensing guilds and stuff like that. I went really hard on that. So I got a lot of stuff written there. I have a lot of stuff written, rather I have better descriptions, right, rather than this tiny little puny paragraph. I think the dukes, the counts, the barons, I think at least these three should have much better descriptions than they currently have, you know. Blubber factories, yeah, dude, the Flensing guilds are fucking sick. I'm as excited as I got for this whole region is like so fucking, man. Yeah. On Friday we'll go over that. I am fucking insanely hyped for it. I stumbled upon an idea. I'm gonna keep spoilers free for now. But I stumbled upon an idea. And I went super hard on it. So I think the Flensing Guild stuff is gonna be fucking super fucking sick. I can't wait to go over it. We'll do it this Friday. We'll do some upgraded rat stuff. Just better descriptions. And I do want to do a bit of stuff for the principalities. Probably Friday as well. Like maybe kind of do a bit more with fleshing out the motivations between the groups. So yeah, let me check with this. But yeah, this whole area is becoming so fucking good. Expeditionary forces, the that, like the Flensing guilds. There's so much cool shit that is currently being worked up. So I'm really excited to I guess yeah, show it. All right, well, still writing at the moment. Hope we can do it justice. Yeah, whatever you got. If you want like any feedback or anything like beforehand. Thinking Band of Brothers. Yeah, that is fucking, I think that'd be perfect. Band of Brothers with rats. I think that would be fucking sick. Yeah, man, I hope dude, I want to fucking play in that campaign. I want to get on the player side, see what it's like to be a player within Ekros. But yeah, I think if you have like any ideas or anything like that, or if you want to ask me anything about like campaign prep and shit like that, like feel free. I will respond ASAP. But yeah, I think we're gonna chill for now. I can't stay too long. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, war stories rather than campaigns. Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's kind of like the point with moving away from like moving away from, you know, like 8 to 12 session campaigns into more like four session campaigns, because the pacing on those 4 sessions can be so fucking tight and so like, you know, intense, rather than like, you know, well, I have to think we're gonna have about 4 more sessions, so I've got to think, you know, how much kind of pacing, how much do I want to push the story here, and then how do I want to let it play out, where do I want to build the tension. When you have something like 4 sessions or like 6 sessions, you can get that pacing down super tight, you know, and it's just like, this is what needs to be done, right? And I think it's a lot easier for players to kind of go in with a more fleshed out character, rather than the idea that they're going to be building a long-term character, right? Have it be like more built in with this, you know, your character is your character, but instead of like writing a character with like a deep story that takes some time to get through, characters that are very front loaded work perfect with this type of campaign. Like these type of, you know, I'll call them campaigns, but they're like mini arcs, right? Like miniature narratives, you know, single arc stories. But you can get super front loaded with a character that is like fully out there, you know, and then just kind of go from there. So that's been a big part of the motivation with moving away from the like 8 to 12 week campaigns, and starting with more kind of these self-contained stories. Yeah. Yeah, it dictates most of the character. Yeah, like maybe like here's 4 or 5 you can choose from, you know, kind of pick which one and then add a little bit of your own flair as a player. That'd be a nice way to give it a test. Yeah, because with these types of stories, you're not really caring if the player, yeah, you're not really caring if the character dies, right? Because the story is super self-contained. This is not your long form Ekros character, right? This is your this is your this is like a 4-session thing. But yeah, as you can see, if you get me started on this topic, I'm very passionate and I will rant for a long while. But yeah, fully agree. So yeah, let's go ahead and call it here. I'm gonna call it an evening. Thank you all for hanging out and going along with it. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, for our Wednesday campaign, Into the Red. I believe it's session 3 or 4. One of those. And yeah, we'll be continuing with the downtime community hangout and world building this Friday as we kind of finish off the last bit of this region, maybe for now, but not forever. But either way, thank you all for hanging out. Hope you all have a good day or a good evening, depending on where you are in the world. And there's some more stuff that I'm going to be announcing here shortly. So appreciate you all. Hope you have a good day, good evening, depending on where you are. And maybe we'll see you next time. So peace out. Later, guys.